What's up everyone, Alpha Soul here and welcome to another video. Now just recently, this past weekend, Steven and the Intrepid crew went through a 24-hour gaming session where they went through and gamed for charity essentially, and it was a resounding success. But one of the things that they did within this charity was release a bunch of lore. Now I wasn't able to actually watch through the whole charity. The way that I got my information was going to the Ashes post. It's a website, I'll have the link down below where they go ahead and describe essentially what happened in 24 hours. Excellent job on their part, and please visit their page and check out that information. It's got a lot of good lore. So I took their information and combined it with what we already know, and I got my sources on that from the Ashes wiki that I'll also link down below. So I combined that and decided to come up with 5 burning questions that I actually had regarding the lore, mostly of what was just revealed and something around that. All right, so it'll be pretty interesting. This is the first time that I've kind of gotten involved within lore in a video game, just because the only other time that I've come across this and been really involved in the lore was with Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that's just because I'm a big Star Wars fan. I really love the Nostoral, all those holotapes and all that information that was done leading up until the release of the game, and it really made the game more enjoyable. But Star Wars: The Old Republic is more like a enhanced one player or single player game, if you will. But that's neither here nor there. I've always been a PvPer and somebody heavily involved in fighting other players in combat. So I really wanted to dive into this lore section. So yeah, so let's start with the 5 reasons that the 5 burning questions that I have regarding Ashes of Creation and its lore. Now, the very first question is, what happened to the 10 gods, and what is the extent of their influence still? Now, we do know that their influence, or some divine influence, is still around, just because some divine presence helped the current races get off the world of Vera as the Calamity hit. So they were, moved over to the world of Sanctum, apparently, and I actually don't like that whole feel to it. It feels like the current races are more like cattle, if you will. They start on one world, stuff happens, they get upset, and then they're moved over to other. But the backstory for the 10 was very interesting in that, they created the Ancients, which are essentially an uber race. They comprise of all of the best qualities of the 10 gods themselves. They grow really powerful. The 10 gods don't really know what to do. Then 3 of the gods break off and say, hey, here's even more knowledge, and do with it what you will. And they begin, twisting magic in ways that the other 7 don't like. They go to war. The 3 lose, as well as the Ancients. Now, they don't really go into detail of what the Ancients' role in it was, but I found it interesting that the 7 warred against the 3, and then ended up winning and throwing the 3 and the Ancients into the void, which lends me to believe maybe the Ancients were fighting alongside of the 3 as well too, and were also corrupted at that point. But it should be interesting to note, I'm just really curious of what happened to them and the Ancients as well. Maybe we'll see them in some way, shape, or form along the way. Burning question number 2, what is Sanctus? Sanctus is described as being a magicless world, but what the heck? What is it, and where did it come from? I'm curious, did one of the 7 gods create it, who are basically like, no more magic for you guys can live on this world? Or was it, the 3 who created it? Maybe the 3 were the ones who funneled us over. I have no clue, but I'm interested to see, why was it essential that magic essentially be taken away from the races that existed, put on a world where they fend without it for, a period of time, and then they come back basically to the world that has magic in it. It should be interesting to actually see. Burning question number 3, the Academy of Human Wizards. Did they have a play in this cataclysm? And the reason I ask that is pretty simply, one of the things that is stated is that the society, the highest pinnacle of, this group of wizards, and the highest, I guess, realm of study is the study of essence, right? Which is twisting the magic in, ways, different shapes, form. I'm curious to see, maybe did they go too far? Are they the ones the cause of the calamity? Do they open something that they should not have? I'm really curious to see just... And the other question that I had actually regarding that was, if this was so dangerous to begin with, why didn't the rest of the world stop these guys from doing what they're doing? Was that knowledge lost? Again, questions that I've just got streaming out of the head. Question 4. What power does the underground have? Now, the dwarves are specifically involved in the underground, and lore of the dwarves continuously states that there's a power underground that they kind of use to expand things. So what is that power? Why didn't they use it to perhaps help against the cataclysm, or did something go wrong with that power? Maybe that's why they were deciding to turtle in the beginning. Who knows? But, I'm curious, what is that power underground? And then finally, the very last question that I have is essence. What is it? What is the effect of the pursuit of it? It seems just even like the pursuit of it just seems to cause trouble, at least in this world. So I'm curious, what is it specifically, and why wasn't it banned kind of overall, and what kind of effect that has on the world? The essence is interesting because it seems to keep creeping up here and there and there and there. So I have a feeling that it's kind of an undercurrent kind of running through. Anyways, those are the 5 questions that I have, the burning questions that I have in my mind. Let me know what you guys have as far as you guys have as the lore goes. I'm interested in hearing more as time goes on. I know the new website is coming out. We'll have some more lore coming from that, and it should be a fun time. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys, and Alpha Soul out.